It's all about Richard Starkey, Sir Richard Starkey.
It's actually not bad.
AKA Ringo Starr. Now,
have you listened to it?
I've not listened to it yet.
Oh, you should.
I know I will.
It's quite good.
But it's an EP he's bringing out, isn't it? It's an EP. Ahead of upcoming collaboration with Paul McCartney. Sir Paul, come on. Ringo Starr, aged 83. Sorry, 30. He was in 1978.
Yes.
Debuts a new single announcing his 4th EP titled Rewind Forward. Sir Ringo Starr has released the title track.
I forgot he was
a
a
listen
song.
to it below. Yeah, John, do you know something that always doesn't sit with me? It doesn't sit with me.
Should be Sir Richard Starkey, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like Sir Elton John. It's not his fucking name.
No, it's not.
You're giving him a title, at least give him his real fucking name. Cliff Richard as well.
That would fucking ban.
Yeah,
just
just
very much in the Keith Richards train of thought. Wouldn't allow that family name with a sharp stick, let alone a sword.
John, Ringo. Yeah, I mean, do you know something? I like a lot of his solo stuff. I do like a lot of his solo stuff, particularly obviously his first album. But you know, he does
like a dream.
He does occasionally bring out a good song. One of the I think it was the late 90s or early 2000s. He brought out La Di Da, which was it was like an almost Ruttles feel to it. If you know what I mean.
It don't come easy. Photograph are the ones that come to mind.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sweet 16. I actually quite like it.
I love that intro.
I slag it off, but the intro's great, especially if you've had a couple of drinks. Just get right into it.
Yeah. Yep. Woo.
It's a
an old song as well. It's a cover, isn't it?
Yeah. Thankfully for Ringo, it's a cover.
I like Ringo. I do like Ringo. I've always liked
If he
Ringo.
was singing about 16-year-olds at 34, then wow.
83, John, this year. Still going strong. Next month, as we believe, him and Paul will be reuniting with George and John for the final Beatles track as well.
Here and then.
Now and then.
Now and then.
Yeah. the ever Beatle expert and John Christopher Walsh. It reminded me, I don't know, do you know what I was doing there? I was impersonating Paul McCartney there in Mythology when I think they were listening to a version of Carry That Weight in the Abbey Road with George Martin, and George Harrison that is, he says, what album's this on again? I'm like, on Abbey Road. And he looks quite ashamed.
George has got a fucking excuse, Stephen. George was taking LSD like it was going out of fashion.
I don't think he cared that much at that point either. I think he was just trying to get it over and done with.
Yeah.
Yeah, LSD, yeah. You only have to take that once, apparently.
Did you? No, I took it many times. I love George, man. I'm telling you,
his humour is fantastic.
I maintain John's my favourite. I love them all, but George is the guy that's most closely aligned to me when it comes to humour. And there's just, I go back time and again and watch that Jonathan Ross, I think it was, interview. Yeah. Mid-90s, early 90s, maybe late 90s.
I think it was early 90s.
Early 90s. Yeah. He goes into a pub in London and there's George Harrison just sitting with a group of people having a fucking pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's such a... Why could I not have been of a certain age getting into that pub and having a fucking drink with George Harrison? What a time.
Yeah.
What a night that would have been.
Yeah.
His humour was brilliant. So dry, so sarcastic. But Ringo. Stephen, I listened to the song. I quite like it. Yeah. It's actually reminiscent of a sort of Beatles song. Some of the backing vocals. Ringo, for all his faults as an artist, and he's got some #1 in the United States, so not many people can claim that, let alone the drummer from the Beatles. I wonder if the drummer from Queen can claim that. Wink, wink.
Nope.
Nod, nudge,
Roger
wink,
Taylor
wink.
is a great drummer.
I'm talking about your man, the producer, the other day that says Queen are more relevant than the Beatles. Fuck up. Bullshit.
John, I had an argument with a guy as well. I think you might have met him at one of the football matches where he said that ABBA were had more variety in their songwriting than the Beatles.
ABBA?
I had to walk out the office when he said that. So I can't even believe you said that.
Is it your man? You're talking from another channel?
No. This was an old guy, just an old guy.
An old guy?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He was sitting in front of us at
the
finals, yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah.
All songs sound the fucking same.
Yeah.
I'm not having ABBA. Someone called me arrogant a couple of months back.
I was literally getting out of the office door, hanging my head. He's
a clown.
Shouting, Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia!
He's an absolute fucking clown, I'm sorry. Yeah. More variety than the Beatles. The Beatles were changing musical structures.
Yeah.
Stephen, it does sound like a Beatles song though, but it's not completely, obviously.
Said something down below that video clip about Hard Day's Night. Is it maybe it's just one of those hard... Alright, rewind forward.
Yeah, rewind forward. Okay. I mean, the lyrics are okay. The singing, as I says, for all his faults, the singing, he's never really lost his voice. He's never really had much of a voice. It's pretty much dull, dark, sort of deep tone, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the instrumentals are pretty cool. There's a guitar moment. The backing vocals sound very Beatles. Sounds to me like it could be a Beatles song. You can imagine sort of Paul, George and obviously John being on this track and doing it with him, and it could be a Beatles tune. It could be something he presented.
Yeah.
It's not a Jerry Lee Lewis remake.
I think it's the best bit about the anthology, wasn't it? They used to roll about the phone. It was hard enough getting in with your material to Lennon McCartney.
It's his laugh. I love his laugh, Ringo. So, fucking brilliant laugh. I am the click track. I am the fucking click.
This may be his first collaboration with Paul since they did the Grow Old With Me cover a couple of years ago, a few years ago, which was okay. Again, it's Ringo's voice. It's very dulcet, and it's what you expect from him. Peace and love.
Peace and love, everybody.
Nice glasses as well, Ringo. I like them.
He's looking great for his age. He really is. He looks better than his son.
It's crazy. He looks exactly the same as he did in the anthology, and that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
He's doing very well. He's still got his hair.
Obviously, he's died.
He's in great shape. Yeah, I mean, who gives a fuck?
It's Ringo Starr. He can get away with that.
He's in great shape as well, Steve. And also the vegan diet's been doing him well. And they laughed at him when he was going to sort of Himalayas back in the 60s for bringing his beans in his suitcase. But who's laughing now?
Johnny, was the best bit about the anthology, I felt, as well. Just his actual nature and going through the sort of emotions in his memory. And really just no rewriting from Ringo. And no sort of sarkiness from him either. You know, you get their sort of painted optimism from Paul, and when he's telling stories, you'll get the maybe sort of down sort of beat of Harrison's sort of perspective being quite narky at times, and you know, John, you could ask him a question, you know, and then ask him the same question 10 minutes later, and he'll give you a different answer, kind of thing. So
fucking adding things in.
Yeah, it didn't happen. But Ringo kind of stays consistent all through, you know, his career in terms of his narrative, and that's just to enjoy life, you know, enjoy music, and don't take these things too serious, you know. And I think, you know, just you know, his own musical contributions, I know that people do kind of make jokes about you know, Octopus's Garden, is that all you did and stuff like that, but he was more than that to the Beatles, Johnny. He was always more than that. We've watched many clips with just the drums and identifying songs.
Steve, I think that's what makes sort of drum tracks. Musically, that's what makes the Beatles great. They all brought a different voice in terms of personality, in terms of performance, and you can pick out the different songs from the lead guitar, the rhythm guitar, the bass, the drums. You can isolate the tracks and you can pick the song out. So that shows you how individually how good a musician each of them were. Also, Ringo in the early days fell sort of full of the screaming kids, and they couldn't hear themselves think, so you had to keep it very simplistic. Yeah, the beat just to hold the band together. If he went off and did sort of showy shit like some of the other drummers, it'd have been lost. Yeah, in the live performances when they stopped touring, because you know they were obviously not as big as Queen and bands like that. They never did like
only 60,000. See, we were dying.
Fucking what was it he says?
Says about Roger Whittaker of the Dallas Times.
But this producer says something about they have exceeded stadiums. I'm putting that's not the right word. Beatles, come on. Try to tell me if the Beatles didn't stop touring in the mid-60s, if they stayed together. They didn't have to stay together, incidentally, because what they did in 10 years is better than what every other band's done in 40 years. But they're just bullshit. Absolutely, that's actually winding me up. Even now, 2 days later. I cannot believe the bolts coming out that guy's head, to the point where I've now lost my train of thought and what I was going to say. I'm just fucking angry with that guy. Fucking nonsense. Queen are a great band, but they're not in the same conversation as the Beatles.
Ringo, do you know what that means in Japanese?
No.
Apple.
Does it? Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty damn cool. Yeah. I don't know what I was going to say there. Yeah. He lost, obviously, when they stopped touring. Yeah. You started to see what he brought as a drummer, obviously the little fills and stuff that he did, and Magical Mystery Tour, Strawberry Fields and onwards.
I think out of the four of them, when it came to stop touring, I think it probably, in terms of work ethic, I think it probably affected Ringo more than any of them, because the other two were writing. George was writing them on his own as well, and Ringo, I think he said he learned to play chess.
Yes, yeah, Sergeant Peters,
I think just he had a lot of time in his hands, you know, when he wasn't called in to do some tracks, and you know, I think that just happens when you stop touring.
But you think of some of his best drumming numbers, Stephen. You think of Birthday, Day in the Life, Strawberry Fields, I'd say as well. Just the sort of later stuff is when he really does shine as a drummer. Yeah, I mean, I listen to the White Album all the time, even just the little fucking intro to Why Don't We Do It in the Road. I love that little sort of like,
it begs the question, how much drumming did he do in that album, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, because he did leave.
The rumours are that Paul had to step in quite a few times.
You can tell though.
Yeah,
you
can. Yeah, definitely.
He's not on his level. Sorry, Paul. We can play 40 instruments, but you're not Ringo, mate, on the drums. And even you would admit it. I don't even have to. Well, would you? Maybe you'll rewrite that you.
So I will get round to listen. I'll probably listen to this later on. Actually,
it's a good song. It's actually decent.
To check
I was expecting it to be a cringe fest. I'm not going to lie. Because some of his stuff has been a bit cringy.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually all right. In terms of the actual collaboration with Macca, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Fair bit.
I think it's all going
and
to be
how they're going to remake,
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just now and then, isn't it? Let's be honest, that's what's coming out.
Yeah, it's
they'll work together.
I'm looking forward to. Yeah,
are they doing another one, or is that just the now and then one?
The Paul McCartney Ringo one's part of the Rewind Forward EP.
Oh, yeah, right,
a track, but obviously they're doing I think they've already done the now and then stuff.
Oh, it'd be great to hear him collabing with Ringo then.
Yeah.
Who's got the best voice now?
Oh yeah, I mean, Paul's still got it to an extent, you know, and he can still. You know, he's not going to be where he was. I mean, he's 81 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
And, you know, you've mentioned it, John, when we were listening to some of the tracks from Egypt Station, which was from a couple of years ago. They put that through the AI to sort of, you know, de-age his voice, and you could still tell he's still got that.
Oh, yeah, the melodies
magic,
there.
You know,
the actual lyrics are there, and the sort of musicality of the song still. It's just the voice isn't as strong as it was.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's weird because I do like the 70s era, Macca. And sort of,
it's funny that, isn't it? It's funny that's the sort of peak vocals, I think. You know, but the early 80s as well were pretty good.
I mean, the shit he was doing with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The girl is mine. I can't even go that low. It's just showing off now, Macca, mate. You're hitting those
I think the 70s,
sparkling
John,
highs.
because you saw it coming, his voice was sort of coming full circle at that point as well, and it was kind of just reaching that point just as Let It Be was finishing, and obviously the McCartney album Ram.
Although for to believe certain individuals that wasn't even Paul, that was Phil.
Yeah,
that was Billy. Billy.
Billy Shears.
No, it was something else, wasn't it?
Campbell. I don't know.
Billy Campbell or something.
Campbell.
Oh yeah.
It
wasn't even Paul.
It's fascinating stuff.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I do like reading that stuff, although I don't believe I'm in it.
Stephen,
it's still good though. It's well worked out, you know. And
talk about Ringo.
Yeah,
watched a video recently. In the 60s, Paul always was front and centre with John. They were the leaders of the band, and Ringo and George took a side step and stayed quiet. Now watch them when they're together. Ringo's putting himself forward and speaking over Paul, and Paul just takes a back seat. Fucking talking about? What are you talking about? Fucking bollocks, man. So they managed to find a guy who was 5'11", 5'10", left-handed, multi-instrumentalist with the same vocal range, who looked the same.
For all the stuff that never happened to him.
Could sing brilliantly in the same keys, just fucking one-to-one replacement, and actually wrote better songs than the first Paul.
Yeah, if you ever watch Give My Regards to Broad Street, where he sings For No One, it's identical to the Revolver version.
You bring it up all the time. Coming up.
Yeah.
The video, him with the suit on, with the Beatles sort of hairdo, that's in 1980.
Yeah.
It looks the same as Paul from 1965, 64. He's a little bit older.
He's 38.
It's the same fucking guy.
Ridiculous.
It's clearly the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's clearly an inch tall, and he's different proportions, and this is doing this, and I mean, it's not. He died in a car crash. It's not Paul. It's Phil. Well, I prefer Phil. There you go. Because all my favourite Paul stuff came after. There you go. I liked the Paul before, but Phil's better for me.
See, I'm of a different opinion. I know you like the Get Back stuff,
I do,
and all that, John.
yeah.
I'm just not as big a fan
Just
of that.
think if
I like
she's
it.
leaving
I
home.
find it fascinating to watch the documentary. And you know,
when was he supposed to have died?
66.
66. So it was like she's leaving home and stuff like that.
Revolver, yeah.
Penny Lane.
Yeah.
Prefer that.
Yeah.
Paul.
I mean, it's ridiculous when you think about it.
Isn't it?
It's fascinating at the same time. I do like the trouble these people go to, you know, to try and prove a point, and it's quite laughable, but it's interesting at the same time.
It's batshit crazy.